Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese, and this is my review of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Rogue One K-2SO figure. And I got on my robot shit because I'm doing a robot review. Or droid, whatever. Yeah, okay. I want to review him first because I just think this guy looks so awesome. Out of everything I've seen, I'm like, that droid is awesome. He looks like a murder robot or something. I always, like I said to a few people, like he looks like a murder droid from like an 80s horror movie or something. He looks evil. He also kind of reminds me of the Iron Giant with his round eyes and his skinny arms and everything. But I think he looks cool. Seeing the trailer, I'm kind of bothered that his voice sounds a lot like C-3PO. Kind of wish he'd have his own voice because it's not the same voice, but it's very similar. I wish he would have something a little more unique, but that's okay because his personality is supposed to be way different from C-3PO. He's supposed to be like, he's described as an old person. He just says what's on his mind, even if it offends people and doesn't seem very appropriate. But let's read it back because I haven't read it yet. K-2SO, a reprogrammed Imperial security droid, now loyal to the Alliance. K-2SO is an alarming sight standing within a secret rebel base. The pragmatic droid is an effective insertion agent, as he can blend in perfectly at Imperial installations and outposts. I don't even think of that. They're going to use him to sneak into Imperial places as a droid because, you know, he looks like the Imperial droids. It's crazy with how their technology is in Star Wars. So advanced, but they couldn't detect that this one's been reprogrammed or something. Or you can just put on a stormtrooper suit and sneak in. Their technology isn't that great. But whatever. I think this guy looks awesome. And let's open him up because I talked too long. Oh, and he's number 24, by the way, if that matters to anybody. Okay, there he is opened up. And I love this figure. He is so awesome. Just... Hey! He fell over! Okay. Despite the fact that he just fell over, I think he's really awesome. He was a little hard to get to stand up, but once you do, I think he's alright, because this is actually my second one, because I already had him opened up and was playing with him. And I got him to stand up. But he is a little wobbly, but yeah, I think he looks really cool. And he is pretty tall, too. He's supposed to be 7 foot tall. And if you've seen the trailer, he walks up to Jyn, and he's way taller than her, so he's a pretty tall robot. He's like about Chewbacca size, maybe even taller. My figure is a WWE figure, so it's a little bit taller, so that's why he's not much taller than my figure. But I'll compare him to some other Star Wars Black Series figures, and you can see that he's pretty damn tall. This is the one I wanted the most, just because he looks so damn awesome, and I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. He's a freaky looking droid. He does kind of look like he should work for the Empire. Now, one thing I noticed in the first one that I opened up, is I opened it up and he had this crap all over his leg there. Like, what the hell is this stuff all over his leg? It's supposed to be battle damage, or it's like green gunk and it's all, looks like it's cut up there, and I don't know what that is. I assumed it was battle damage, but then I also had the other one, this one in package, and it's not there, so that's just a mess up on mine, I guess. But they did vary. I noticed they varied in stores, because some of the ones I looked at, the white of his eyes, there was some of the white paint up on his head, like it was kind of sloppy. These two seem pretty good when in the head area, though, so that's good. It's just this one's got that damage there, which I don't really mind it. It looks kind of cool, really. But I got two of them anyway. One without the damage, one with. Okay, let's look at this guy a little closer. So you can see he has a very tiny neck, and it does make me nervous. I was hoping it would feel like... I was hoping they would be reinforced. Maybe it is, but it just feels like it could break. I don't know. I was hoping I would get this and feel like, oh, that feels sturdy. But I don't know. I feel like maybe it could break. I hope it doesn't, because that is just... Look how skinny that is. That's just so damn skinny. I mean, it's accurate to how he's supposed to be, but it worries me a little. No. Look at that head. I like the head. It's got them big round eyes. It's just kind of like a blank stare, and I like that. I like the shape of his head. It almost looks like a person with no mouth in a way, no lower jaw. Kind of reminds me of that. But I don't know. I really like the head. I like the little, I guess, I don't know if it's battle damage or just he's old and he's a little bit worn out, but it looks cool. And you can see his neck has a little bit of detail on it. And you move down to his upper body. You got a couple little buttons there, some more little battle damage. Oh, and also like the little ring goes around his neck in there too. That looks pretty cool. Then over on each shoulder they have the little Imperial symbol. So that's pretty cool. And then there's some designs wrapped around here. I like the orange they got there. It's almost like warning orange. Don't stick your finger in there because you'll get it pinched off. I don't know if that's why it's there, but that's what I think of. And a couple little stripes there for some reason. I don't know if they're supposed to be lit up or what. Things on the back there. They got the thing that has the stormtroopers have, which I used to think said oil on the back when I was little. It almost looks like it says it there too. Looks like he's got a little car stereo right there. A little speaker up there to play some music. Some dowels and things there. Some more of the orange. Don't stick your finger in his butt or his crotch. Get your fingers chopped off there too. And see, I like these little indentations, the way they did it. The way they did that there, it looks pretty cool. I'm also curious about these clear parts. Like, I don't know if in the movie, like, you can see through there or what. Or if that's just the way they did the figure, but see, it's kind of clear on its joints. I don't know what that's about. Like, I haven't seen them enough from pictures or anything of the actual one in the movie to know if that's how it actually is. But yeah, you can see there's a little bit of that battle damage, paint scraped off on his legs. Down at his ankles they also got that see-through plastic. Here's his little flat feet. Well, sort of flat. So I don't know, I just think he's really cool. It reminds me of like a sort of like a skeleton or something. Skeleton robot. Kind of like the Terminator. That's why I said it reminds me of like an 80s horror robot. There was that movie, what was that called? Hardware or something? It had like this evil robot. I don't know. I think he's cool. Well, need to go over articulation now. The articulation isn't too bad on him. See, you move his head around there. There's a ball joint down in his neck. That moves pretty good. Up here is where it makes me a little more nervous. He turns up at the head where the neck connects to the head. But I don't know. Does it? Maybe it doesn't. I thought it did. Maybe that's all one. No, there's a ball joint up there too. Yeah, there's a ball joint up in his head also. See, on this one I got it loose already. This is the one I originally opened. I haven't really messed with this one until tonight. Yeah, there's a ball joint up there, ball joint down there. So, pretty good articulation for that. Like I said, you probably got to be careful because that little neck is just so skinny. It really does feel like it could break. Okay, at the shoulders almost look like it's just a cut that would only go like this. But there actually is movement out to the side like that. It's hidden, which is really cool because I was looking at this like, man, he's only going to be able to go over like that. But nope, that shoulder piece actually goes into the shoulder and you can go out like that on a hinge. So that's really cool. Then at the elbows, they could spin right there. Actually, it could spin right there and also right here for some reason. Then there's also the hinge joint. Lots of motion there. Then down here at the wrist it could spin, and there's also a hinge joint. Then at the torso, it could spin all the way around, go backwards and forwards. Pretty decent amount actually. I think he's a little more limited at the hip area. He got about that far, which isn't bad. And then you can kick out about that far, which is, I'd say that's pretty good too. And then just like the upper arms, he can spin there and also right there. And then he's got this wide range hinge joint. Then down at his ankles, there's a hinge joint there. And then also like this sort of, I don't know if that'd be a pivot or what that'd be, just another hinge joint. So yeah, he's pretty well articulated. I'm pretty happy with his articulation. And as for his accessories, well, he doesn't come with any accessories, so there's nothing to go over. Now let's do some comparisons. Well, I haven't opened a Jin yet, so here he is next to Rey. And you can see he's quite a bit taller than her. So I'd say he looks like he's probably about 7 foot. Which is cool. Well, I filmed this days later, so I've got Jin open now. And there you can see those two together. And here he is next to Han Solo. Still quite a bit taller than him. And here he is next to Chewbacca. And Chewbacca is taller, at least in figure form. I don't know if he's supposed to be in the movie, but the figure is taller. And here's the Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader. You can see K2. I'm going to call him K2 because I don't know what the hell. I don't want to call him K-2SO every time. So I don't know if that's going to be his nickname, but it should be K2, like R2. But yeah, K2 is taller than Darth Vader. And here is IG-88. And that's one thing that bugged me about IG-88 is I think he's supposed to be like about 7 foot tall. He's supposed to be taller than they made him. So I think he should be up there with him. But whatever. It's cool to see these two droids next to each other though. Both look like murder droids. And he actually is a murder droid. And there's K2 next to a NECA Terminator T-800 endoskeleton. And he's definitely a murder droid also. And they look pretty cool next to each other. They both look like they're sort of skeleton-like. Now there's K2 next to a few other famous Star Wars droids, C-3PO, BB-8, and R2-D2. So I really like this figure. I think he's really awesome. The sculpt's awesome. The paint's really well done. Although you gotta check because some of them, like I said, had mess-ups, like white spots on their head. But I think these two are pretty damn awesome. And I like the sculpt. I like the articulation, which is really nice. But the neck feels a little weak. I haven't had a break yet, so maybe it's not as weak as it seems. But yeah, I love them. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese. Thanks for watching. Go back.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
Thanks.
But I will break off your arms and legs while you sleep.
What?
Oh, damn it, man! You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh, damn it!